Start with and we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports One. And we are back. We got the full crew in the house. That is what it's all about.
The Yankees, out of any team in the league, are the best equipped to handle a blow like this.
I think there is a higher power at play here. He's due. Law of averages. That dude is the ultimate scrub. It's trash. Yeah. Every person you have in there is fucking trash.
Next game, you're going to see a big performance. You can see it in the end of the game, and I'm just totally stoked and excited for this.
And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Port. It's Barnes and it's Tony, other side of the glass. What's up?
Yo, dude, how's it going, Barnes?
Dude, another great day. Right. It's Thursday. It's almost the weekend. And I was just thinking about this when the preview was airing right now. It's been kind of a while since it's been just me and you, right? Or no? Like I think that so, long, dude. But like a month at least.
I would say, yeah, probably close to a month, maybe a little bit more than.
Yeah, because it wasn't 100th episode, no.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. We definitely been together, just you and I talking hockey and stuff.
Okay,
it was definitely not too long ago.
Yeah. So that just came to mind. Mm-hmm. But a lot of news today, a lot of exciting stuff to talk about, and we'll get to at the end some Yankees, some Mets. But let's start right now in the world of the National Basketball Association.
The Bulls LeBron James at the buzzer. He banks in the three, and the Lakers win the game.
Brian.
How are you, bud?
Brian, dude. Oh, and then we have Renee as well. Yeah, buddy, dude.
What's going on, Renee?
Love the comments. Thanks a lot, guys.
Absolutely love it. Appreciate it. Of course. So first thing on slate here from last night, we had the Bucks and Knicks, and the Bucks get revenge for last week, 112-100 over the Knicks. And you look at this game, the Knicks were down 24 points, tied it, and then just completely lost, full control, losing by 12. So it's just a disappointing home loss. And of course, I mean, yeah, you're getting killed all game. You tie it. That should feel good. But, it just doesn't, because it's just like, I don't know. I almost equate it to like getting to game 7 of the World Series and then losing. Like, it's like, you know what I mean? Oh, it was so sick. We were down 3-0.
Yeah, you're down 3-0, and then you get back, and then it's like.
Was it sick?
No, it wasn't. You still lost, dude.
Yeah, so I think it was a tough game. I mean, you look at defense, and it's just, this has been Tom Thibodeau's calling card that he has good defense. Everyone buys in.
Right.
26 of 50 they allowed from the 3-point line. Were they just giving it to them wide open? It's
I
like
guess
me
so.
and you
I know, dude. They were wide open threes too. Like no one in the vicinity of that shooter, like 6 feet away, dude.
Yeah,
not even close to them. I don't really understand honestly how or why that happened, but I mean they really could not defend the 3-ball at all.
I mean, 26 of 50. That sounds like shooting from a couple combined games.
Like
50 attempts, 50,
and they're shooting 53% too, dude. How crazy is that?
Yeah, dude. And then you look at it too. I mean. No, it was like really a team effort. I mean, Giannis had 15 and 15, Connaughton 23 and 9.
Oh, Buffer.
Buffer, Nixon.
Should they hire the head coach? I don't think so, dude.
I think we saw, you think about all the head coaches.
Tight.
Hornacek and Isaiah Thomas and Mike D'Antoni and Derek Fisher, Kurt Rambis. I mean, you can't mess with the coach. No. Tibbs is a good coach, and everybody talks about.
He cares, dude.
He likes to play his vets. He likes to play everyone heavy minutes. He likes to make every game like Game 7 of the NBA Finals. That's fine. It's the beginning of the year. Of course, they've lost some games that they shouldn't have, had some bad performances, but they're going to turn it around.
Did you see his post-game conference, what he said?
I heard it about it, but I didn't actually hear it. What did he say?
He was asked a question about like the team chemistry, right? And so I'm like, oh, well, at first the players say, give us 10 games, we'll get it. And then you go through the 10 games, like, all right, well, give us 20 games, we'll get it. And then give us 30 games. And before you know it, it's the end of the season. And, they just have to play better together. And he goes, this is bullshit.
Wow.
Bullshit.
I mean, what do you think of that, honestly? Him saying that?
I mean, look, man. I mean, obviously these are professional athletes. How many games are we into the season? Like 15?
A little less,
Little
but
less.
yeah, give or take.
It's like, I mean, these
12.
guys spend every day together, I mean, I don't think it should be taking this long for them to get team chemistry. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like they should have had it by now. I think it's just them making an excuse for not just performing as good as they should be.
And the thing is, though, it just, unfortunately, it's the world we live in, but you just have to be so careful with what you say. Like, think about last year after the Sixers lost that playoff game. They asked Doc Rivers about if Ben Simmons can be a championship point guard. He says that, and look at where we are with that situation. Right. And of course, he wasn't singling anybody out, but it's just ridiculous how, if he had singled somebody out, like Kemba, for instance, would Kemba be a free agent next week?
Right.
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, honestly, and speaking of Kemba, could not have had a more disappointing start to his Knicks career. You look at it yesterday, minus 22 with him on the floor, 2 points in 18 minutes, 1 for 7 from the field. And I believe he had played in like 5 games or something before this and was a minus 66 with him on the court.
Wow.
New team, the knees have been a problem. I don't know, but I definitely have some concern about Kemba.
Yeah, I would too, dude. I mean, obviously, coming into the Knicks, it was a pretty big pickup for them. I mean, you hear cardiac Kemba, right? I mean, you heard Mike hyping him up. Everyone, exactly, coming home finally. And it's just really not much to show for it at this point, dude.
Yeah. I mean, do I expect him to turn it around? Yes, but it's a little less likely than I thought, at the beginning of the year when I really thought he would have a nice, bounce back year. So it's disappointing to see for sure. But it's funny, and this wasn't like the case in the playoffs last year. Look at who the big performer is, Derrick Rose again. I mean, this guy keeps delivering against all odds.
6 for 8 from 3.
6 for 8 for a guy that's not a 3-point shooter.
Yeah.
22.7 assists. So, I mean, then it's like, oh, should you start him? But I just feel like he's so good at coming off the bench, instant offense, directing the second team offense. So I'd leave that as is. And I think that, like I said, I think they will turn it around, but we got to see what happens. And I believe their next game is at the Hornets,
right?
Who have not been that great, but we know the talent that LaMelo Ball is. So it should just be interesting to see, how he performs. But
it should be interesting to see how the secondary, the bench players play as well. Because I mean, I want to say they were pretty heavy in that comeback when they were down by 20, whatever.
Yeah,
but they just kind of lost steam towards the end of the game, and they ended up losing by 12.
To give you some context, and of course, bench guys are in, so probably the Bucks bench guys are in a lot too.
Right.
But so the starting lineup, this is the 5 starters: minus 26, minus 15, minus 22, minus 22, minus 28. The bench. Plus 14, plus 3, plus 10, plus 10, plus 16.
Wow.
So clearly the bench had it going on. And Obi Toppin, another nice game. So that's been a positive sign early for them, 14-6 after some questions about, is he going to live up to the billing as a first-round pick? So, I mean, at the end of the day, you are 7-5, but the fact that you've only won 2 out of 6 home games.
Not good, dude.
Not a good feeling.
That's pretty, unheard of, I feel like.
No, yeah, because the Garden's
the Garden, dude, the Knick fans, New York,
and I was actually, because I was in the car, I think, coming back from basketball, and
how did basketball go, dude?
It's setting me up, Tony. We talked about this pre-show, absolute disaster. But this winter, what else are you gonna do? You're gonna go to the gym, you're gonna condition, you're gonna play basketball. So I'll get there, but it's gonna take quite some time, for sure.
There are a lot of bodies there now.
Was there
a lot of people playing?
Yeah. I mean, we had 5s plus 2 or 3 people sitting out.
Nice, dude.
But I think it will come. But I know you always just go opposite answer when I ask you a question like this. But I'll just ask it anyway. You really never went through what I go through with the missing the easy layups.
Yeah, dude. Ooh. Yes, dude. I did for sure. It happens to everyone. I feel, dude. There was a time where I was killing it from mid-range.
Yeah.
But it was just, like you said, it was those easy layups. You just kind of rim it out or just totally fucking botch it.
The tentativeness is what the problem is.
Right.
You know what I mean? Not going up strong. So it's
yeah, you're real soft. You're like, oh, it's right here. And we just fucking, and it just bricks off the back of the rim or something.
And I think maybe in our game I did it once, but it didn't really go to it. But my favorite shot, actually, besides the 3-pointer, of course, has always been the floater. I feel like there's nothing. I just love like just driving the lane and just tossing it up in the air. I don't know. I've always kind of liked that one.
Oh yeah, dude.
Why not?
Right? Floater.
So yeah. So at the end of the day, Knicks dropped this one. Like I said, we'll see if they can rebound. A little input from Prefer. Your thoughts on Kyrie Irving and Aaron Rodgers near the top of list of athletes dividing America?
I'm assuming this is the COVID vaccination.
Yeah,
story,
and I just, you know what it is, though? I mean, Kyrie Irving and Aaron Rodgers could not exist. Unfortunately, it's just how it is. It's always going to be divided. You know what I mean? There's always two sides to a story, to opinions. So I don't think them specifically are causing this divide.
But first favorite shot is the alley-oop.
Alley-hoop. Ollie-hoop. Sounds like a basketball player.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's supposed to be alley-oop.
Yeah. Yeah,
alley-oop, whatever, dude. I've never successfully completed one, but maybe one day, Barnes.
Not even small hoops. You ever played small hoops?
Yeah, I mean, I guess that, but it doesn't really count.
No, remember we were on the episode. It was like a couple weeks ago. Mike was suggesting, next game maybe we'll do small hoops.
8-foot rims.
And I was just so tight.
Try to be legit here, dude. Come on.
Trying to be legit. And I broke my nose trying to block someone from behind playing small hoops.
I know,
And
dude.
then when you dunk a lot, your wrist kills. Like,
it's like forearm slams on the metal rim. It's not good, dude. People go way harder because they can dunk too. It's like way more just like, all right.
Enough. So moving along here, another game from last night, Bulls 117, Mavs 107. So not much of a surprise there. I mean, the Bulls, I think they've lost one game all season, so they've really been good. The Mavs, like I said before this game, had won 7-10, but just not enough here. Team effort. Levine had 23. How about Lonzo, 7-10 from behind the arc, all of his points via the three-pointer. And as a team, 15-31 from three-point range. I mean, and it's funny, too, because you look at that. 15-31 from three-point range. So that seems like, they took a lot of three-pointers. That was a big part of their offense. But that's 19 less attempts 20 less attempts than the Bucks had yesterday.
Jesus, dude.
I mean, so that just really puts it into context. Vucevic had another double-double. So I really like this Bulls team. I'm sensing a finals appearance. I really am.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so too, dude. I mean, this Bulls team, I mean, we talked about them, previewing the season and everything, and the players they acquired, I mean, you look at obviously Levine and Caruso and who the big guy is Vucevic, right?
Vucevic, yeah.
I mean, they have a really talented roster at this point, really talented starting five specifically. And I mean, I think it's going to start showing. I mean, again, it's the Mavs, I guess, but I mean, look at 22 points for Porzingis, right?
Almost a triple double, 20 points, 10 assists, 8 rebounds, and Porzingis comes out of the, comes back from the dead pretty much, 22 and 12.
Yeah, so I mean, I think they handled the Mavs pretty well for what they were producing. So I mean, I would say it's definitely a step in the right direction here, man.
Yeah, and you just think about the rest of the Eastern Conference. I mean, the Nets been up and down. Looks like Kyrie's not going to play. Bucks, same thing, injuries up and down. Sixers, injuries, COVID, up and down again. So it's just like, it's kind of there for the taking. And it's just like, I don't know. I could just see the Bulls kind of like last year when Utah, I think, was, one of the top seeds and, they weren't expected to be. And I could just see that happening with the Bulls because it's just like they have been mediocre for a while. They really want to take advantage of this opportunity.
Yeah, dude.
So we'll see what happens with them. Final game from last night. And to your surprise, Tony, the Lakers 120-117 over the Heat. And you look at what the Lakers did here. Davis 24-13. Russ having a nice game, 25, 14, and 12. But he did miss the potential game-winning three at the end of regulation.
Right.
It's like, why is he shooting threes? It's funny, too. I was watching a little bit of the game before bed because, getting up early, can't stay up till 1 o'clock to watch this game. But Russ made it three when it's like totally wasn't trying to bank it. Slams off the backboard and goes in.
Oh, my God.
It's just kind of funny. But, hey, the playmaking, he definitely had some nice passes and 14 assists. I mean, you'll take it all day. Addition to the 12 rebounds, but a guy that I talked about a lot before the season started that I thought would be important, Malik Monk, 27 points in 35 minutes off the bench.
Nice, dude.
So his outside shooting, I mean, that's big. So I think this is a huge win for the Lakers. And of course, you look at it, okay, Jimmy Butler left early in the second quarter, but regardless of that, I mean, Butler leaves. You could argue, I mean, LeBron has a bigger impact on the Lakers than Butler does on the Heat.
Mhm.
Not to say that Butler's not good, but they have, a lot of other guys. But we've seen in the past, LeBron, when he's not playing on no matter what team he is,
Right.
it's just a shell of themselves. So
Mhm.
I'm impressed by the Lakers winning this game. And,
Yeah.
and despite, giving up 28-10 to Bam, Hero having 27 points and missing that potential game-tying three-pointer at the buzzer. So all in all, I mean, I think there's a lot to like here in terms of the Lakers are concerned.
Yeah, no, definitely, dude. I mean, to kind of go off your point, obviously the Heat is nothing to sneeze at. And even when Butler leaves, I mean, it was never not a game,
Right.
And Hero had opportunities. He missed that kind of game tying three
Mhm.
in overtime. I think he had another missed three before that as well,
Yeah.
too. So he missed 2 big 3-point shots, and the Lakers kind of hold on here. And I was definitely impressed with Westbrook. I mean, I think maybe he's kind of coming along a little bit earlier than people expected him to. Because we talk about over and over again how he starts out slow. I would say though, I think maybe he should try and work on limiting his turnovers, dude. I mean,
I think 8 turnovers.
Eight turnovers, not very good. So I mean, if he works on that, dude, I mean, I think he's like a serious tool to have. It should be interesting to, again, especially when LeBron comes back. I mean, in these close games, I mean, obviously LeBron's getting the ball and he's going to be driving to the hoop like he normally does. So I mean, when and if LeBron decides to come back, they'll be even better.
I was listening to, and I'm going to say his last name wrong, so haha. But Sham Sharan or whatever his name is, he was on, I think ESPN Radio today, and he was saying he was hearing he's about a week or 2 away. So not the 2 months possibly that they were talking about. So,
Yeah, because he looks totally fine on the fucking court side.
oh my God. You just want to make me tight. I know that's not even, you don't even have a strong opinion about that. You just want to really get that sword and just keep going. Honestly, I think that's what it is.
No, maybe a little bit of both, dude. I mean, come on, honestly. You talk about him having like an oblique injury. You would imagine it's hard to move. It hurts to kind of move your torso, but he's jumping around. He's sprinting down the court. I mean, come on.
But you don't think
honestly,
there's a difference between jumping around on the sideline and playing in a basketball game?
Oh, I'm sure there's a difference. But again, dude, like if you were to pull your oblique or something in your abdomen like that, it's going to hurt even just to breathe, dude. It's like he shouldn't be jumping up and down the court. He shouldn't be running down. Like, come on, dude. I think he's fine.
I mean, I think, if anybody deserves the benefit of the doubt,
No,
it would be him.
No.
Given what he's done and no one else has accomplished what he's accomplished.
But
before.
we've seen him with injuries and kind of,
I mean, I think if you
over exaggerating, dude.
All the games that he's played and all the games that he's missed with injury for the amount of years that he's been in the league, I think he has a pretty good track record.
There is a pretty vivid image of him being carried off the court because he was cramping.
No, honestly, me and my buddy who, we always were big LeBron fans talk
Mhm.
about it, completely rigged that series against the Spurs. I think they lost in 5 games. The air conditioning is out game 1 of the finals. The fucking air conditioning, Tony. I'm sorry, but it's the NBA finals. That's like saying the lights would be out game 1 of the World Series. Not buying it.
I mean, the lights did go out, during the Super Bowl.
Conspiracy. And then also lights not working, Cal Ripken's streak. I know you know about that one. So usually these things are not what they are, supposed to be. Honestly, you're not buying it.
Come on, dude. Air conditioning affects both teams, dude.
What
do you think they were practicing? The Spurs were practicing with no AC the whole week? Like, come on, dude. They get used to it? I don't think so, bud.
Likely story.
That sounds it happens, okay?
It happens.
AC units blow
why has it
all
never
the time.
happened before?
Dude.
I've never heard of that happening in an NBA game before. Why game 1 of the finals when LeBron, after they had the trophy, the champagne out on the court the year before?
Maybe it was destiny,
Allen.
Barnes. Maybe it was destiny. I don't know what to tell you, dude. Sometimes AC units go out. It happens all the time, dude. Okay, maybe not on big stages like that in big arenas, but it's bound to happen. The law of averages, buddy.
I'm kind of curious your opinion on this. I know, you're not a huge basketball guy, but just in your opinion, more, I guess, just a more exciting or just cooler game, either game 6, Heat Spurs, Allen for 3, all that, or game 7, Cavs Warriors.
I guess Game 7, Cavs Warriors, just because of
the block, the
exactly,
shot,
dude,
and
like-
just the fact that the Warriors are
Right.
going to lose again.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of the Warriors, they win again last night. I think they're 10-1, Tony. Start
Are
the
they
season.
really?
Clay is ramping up.
Right.
He still's got a little ways to go. And I don't think Wiseman has returned yet. I just don't understand how they're doing this. I really don't.
Klay Thompson, dude. I mean, the guy is a hell of a guy. He's a great basketball player. I mean, having him back, I'm sure, is just a morale boost for the entire team. And I mean, obviously, that morale boost affects the way they play.
And I mean, they did beat the Timberwolves last night, but still, I mean, they won by 13. And you look at the box score here, Andrew Wiggins, a guy that me and Mike have ripped apart before, 35 points. I mean, had more points than Steph. Steph, 25 points, 8 of 16 from the floor, 3-9 from 3.
Right.
And, they have a decisive win. So, hey, I mean, you got to give it to him. So, interesting to see when Wiseman and Thompson come back, what effect, that has on the team. But looking ahead tonight, a little bit of a lighter slate. So, we got 3 games. So, first one, Raptors at Sixers. Sixers 2-point home favorites, but we know all the injuries, Embiid, Harris. I know
What's Embiid's
Curry's
injury?
It's COVID, actually. So I guess it's
it is COVID.
technically
Okay.
not an injury, but so I think they're all out. I'm gonna just double check here now. They have lost 2 games in a row, which is uncharacteristic of them. I think both of them were at home. Raptors, I mean, everybody expects this to be a rebuilding year. And I mean, they did just get Siakam back. But what do you see in terms of this game here? I mean, you think Sixers, they've been struggling, but they just have a better team than the Raptors, so they should win this one? Or, I mean, what do you think?
I mean, I don't know. I think Sixers, as of late, without Embiid, have really especially struggled without him. And of course, the whole Ben Simmons thing and everything. But I feel like with the Raptors getting Siakam back, I mean, I think that's kind of a little bit of a turning point. I think they may steal this one, dude.
But I think
There's Pascal. He's not playing.
Yeah, he just came back. See, you know what's the best, and I know you're not a big fantasy guy, but looking at player updates, fantasy app. I mean, they have the information.
Is he still
right
day to
away.
day, or what's the deal?
So Siakam will rest on Thursday. Let's see.
That's today.
Yep. So that's the only reason it's not re-injury. Tobias Harris cleared to play. So actually, that's a huge boost for the 76ers. Obviously, Embiid out, Curry day to day. So obviously that would be a big boost for them. But so you were saying you're still predicting this Raptors win despite Siakam out, but rookie Scotty Barnes has been lighting the world on fire.
Scotty Barnes has been good. However, dude, with now Siakam out, I may have to switch my pick.
All right,
here.
so what's the score?
I'm gonna go Sixers. I'm gonna say 106-99.
106-99. I am gonna say 101-89. And I think we're gonna see Tobias Harris 30-point triple-double. Seth Curry, I expect him to gut it out, make 5 3-pointers in the win. Sixers off the schneid, snapping that 2-game losing streak. Game number 1, and that is actually on national TV, 7:00 NBA TV.
Yeah.
Now we got Pacers and my favorite team in the league, the Utah Jazz, 9-point favorites. And I think is it 2 or 3 times in a row I picked against them?
I think just 2.
Okay.
Are we going for a third today, Barnes?
Yeah. we are.
No way.
Yep.
Oh, they're gonna overlook the team. 9 points, whatever, dude. They're going to the next game. I don't know, man.
So 9-point favorites here at 9:00 NBA pass. I mean, you look at Indiana 4-8 on the season. Still waiting for TJ Warren to come back. They've had some other various injuries. And with the return of Rick Carlisle, who won the championship with the Mavs, coached there for over 10 years. So he comes back to Indiana, and a tough start. I mean, the injuries obviously are a big part of it. And you look at this, I mean, LeVert still out. I mean, you do have Sabonis, so I'm guessing you're going to say Utah in a landslide.
I'm going to say Utah in a landslide, dude. 1 18 to 95.
And
Let's go, dude.
I'm just looking at this though. I don't know if we didn't pick this game or not, but I'm showing on 11-7, the Jazz lost to the Orlando Magic by 7.
Wow.
I feel like we previewed that for some reason. Doesn't it? Jazz
11-7 too. What's today? The 11th, right?
Yeah. Oh, but is that on the? Was that on? Oh, I think that was on Sunday. Is that why?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah.
But if we were here, studio would have picked it. Would have had it correct.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda. You did not though.
And I am gonna say Pacers 120, Jazz 90.
Oh my God,
Rudy
dude.
Gobert 2 of 12 from the floor, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block. Pacers upset. Michael hit it right on the head. He knows.
No.
Michael knows.
No, this is when I'm right now, and the both of you are wrong. That's it, dude. Pacers in an upset. I don't think 120 to 90.
Yeah, why not? Yes, Barnes, we know. I mean, me and Mike have always just been on the same page with this type of stuff.
That's not true at all. What are you talking about?
Counter.
Always butting heads. Come
What?
on, dude.
Tony is always
Always
wrong. Once again.
That's not a true statement. Okay, I'm not always wrong. Okay, it's ridiculous, Michael.
Not always right either.
No one's always right.
Oh my God. Final game here. Heat at Clippers. Clippers 2.5-point favorites. 10:30 NBA TV. And Michael's right. There's never any butting heads between the two of us. So Heat obviously back to back games here. Tony is right. You guys get down. Prefer of not knowing Prefer personally. He really reminds me of you, Tony. Very contrarian. These type of comments he likes to make. It really, I think you guys got to get together.
Prefer not ever butt heads. That's a fact.
Yeah, I wonder why. So that being said, here Clippers, I think they've won 5 in a row or whatnot. George has been on fire, this and that. It's a tough back-to-back game and going to the Staples Center.
Right.
I mean, what do you think?
Well, I think all those factors. I mean, Clippers are hot right now. Big momentum game here. They have that in their favor. Heat going back-to-back days, traveling. Like, it's definitely going to take a factor. Who knows? Maybe the AC will be out in the arena in LA. But like you said, Paul George, I mean, absolute on fire. He's going to get 35 points easily. Clippers take this, say, 117 to 100.
Well, I am going to say Tyler Hero, Mike's guy.
No, he's going to miss threes, dude.
50 points.
No way.
10 3-pointers. And the Heat, 110-98.
No way,
over the
dude.
Clippers, 10:30.
Tyler Hero?
Much.
He's nervous,
Must
bro. He's
watch
shaking
TV.
in his shoes.
Must watch TV.
This is must-watch TV, dude. Come on.
So, I mean, hey, we'll see what happens, Tony, but I think it'll be another interesting night in the National Basketball Association.
Oh, as always, dude.
But for now, let's switch to the world of the National Football League.
Juju Smith-Schuster is blown up. It is caught. DeAndre Hopkins.
Do not stand up with that man and let him just throw you out of the club.
On its way. It bounces off the crossbar, and it's good. Oh my goodness.
All right. So week 10, Tony?
I can't believe it, dude.
I don't even know what to say.
I feel like we just previewed the season, and all of a sudden it's week 10.
But as much as you like to have a good laugh about that, I know you feel the same way.
No, yeah, it is going by very quick, dude.
So your favorite Thursday Night Football, we get the 6-2 Baltimore Ravens against the 2-7 Miami Dolphins. Tua out, Jacoby Brissett in. Ravens 7.5-point road favorites here. I mean 820 FOX. Ravens have won 8 of the last 9 meetings, outscoring the Dolphins in their last 3, 137-16, which is absolutely
what?
insane.
Say that again.
I mean, it's just everything points to a landslide. I mean, the only thing is maybe Dolphins catch a break here with Brissett over Tua. They've been very down on Tua. It seems like they just can't wait to get rid of him.
Right. What's the deal with Brissett? Good in the league a while.
I mean, he's a stopgap. He's nothing crazy. He's Colt McCoy. Honestly.
Okay.
Maybe a little better.
Okay.
Good arm.
All right.
But I just think Dolphins are 2-7 for a reason, and I just don't see how they stop this Ravens running game. And I like what I've seen out of Le'Veon Bell.
Mm-hmm.
I think he had a touchdown last game. And it's funny. I don't know if you have an opinion on this or not. And of course, we saw him bottom out with the Jets, and not do too well with the Chiefs. But I've just felt like he's a guy that just needs a lot of reps, needs to be involved a lot, and I think he'll perform. And I think if they keep feeding him the rock, lining him up at wide receiver, I think he can have a big impact for them.
No, I think you're totally right, dude. I mean, like you said, I think if he gets the reps in there, if he's targeted a lot, he's going to put on a show.
Yeah. So that being said, Tony, what do you see in your crystal ball here for tonight?
Oh God, dude. I mean, honestly, I just gotta say, probably the worst Thursday night matchup we've had all season for sure. Two pretty much teams opposite ends of the spectrum. You have one decent team, pretty good team, and one absolute Dolphins terrible. I don't think they have a leg to stand on in this game tonight. I think the Ravens are gonna blow them out, dude. I want to see 35-3. Let's keep it going, dude.
41-7.
41-7.
Lamar Jackson, 5 touchdowns, 170 on the ground. I mean, just running left and right. So anybody who has him on their fantasy team, I think you're in for a treat.
Make sure you start him.
So who knows? Maybe we'll be surprised, but it's just
I doubt it, dude.
Just one of those things. I mean, I know it's completely different, but it's like because I didn't get to talk about this because I wasn't here on Monday, but the Rams losing to the Titans last Sunday Night Football. I mean, I was shocked. You feel like the air is taken out of the team. Henry's out for the year.
Right.
Adrian Peterson's getting carries. I mean, it is the National Football League. I mean, anything could happen.
Right.
But this just seems like it's like the Jets beating the Rams.
Yeah. Honestly, I was more surprised that the Bills lost to the Jags, dude.
Yeah.
That and 6-9 too. So low scoring. I mean, that was unbelievable, but I really don't. I cannot see anything like that, happening here tonight, dude. I just can't at all, dude. Especially with the way, Jackson runs.
Yeah, yeah. And just a general question, and obviously it's a recent example, so we think of the Bills-Jags game. But do you think when something like that happens, is it more because the Jags are stepping up and the Bills aren't giving it their all? Or, vice versa?
I guess you could say it's a little bit of both. I mean, if you look how Josh Allen performed, I mean, he just didn't look comfortable in the pocket. He was trying to throw away balls that he really should have either kept or just try to throw out of bounds. Like he was just trying to make a pass, make something happen. He had 2 or 3 interceptions?
Yeah. I think it might have been 3.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, with him being obviously the big point of the offense. I mean, with that happening, you're not generating anything. And then, the Jags still only scored 9 points. I mean, it's not like they blew them out or anything, It's just, I think just the Bills just heavily underperformed.
And almost like to compare it to playing Madden, you're down, you can't score all game. And then you just start and you feel like you should beat who you're playing.
Right.
And then you just hum it downfield and throw 5 interceptions.
Exactly, dude. And I think it's classic, honest example of the Bills overlooking the Jags. They definitely went in there thinking, oh, it's easy, Jags.
Trubisky's going to play the fourth quarter.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Going in there, it's Florida, it's Jacksonville, probably enjoying the nice weather, coming from Buffalo.
Maybe going to the bar with Urban.
Right, exactly, dude. He owns it. Give you drinks for free, grinding some chicks, dude. It's just, I don't know. It was just a recipe for an upset, I suppose, especially coming with that attitude. And that's what they got.
Michael says Peterson GOAT is back. Hard to argue. I mean, he's the modern day Jim Brown.
He's 36, 34?
I think he might be 30. No, he's 36. He's 36. Yeah, which is
crazy.
Crazy old for a running back. And he also says Bills Dookie, the league is all about exposing, and the Bills have been exposed.
I don't think so, dude.
So I think it gives other teams tape on a blueprint how to beat the Bills, but does that mean that the Bills aren't going to be in contention to make it to the Super Bowl? No.
I don't think you're going to see much performances by Josh Allen like that one in that game. I think that's just a little blip on his record. I really don't think it's going to happen again.
But Michael says he knows.
I know, so watch.
We will watch.
The all-knowing Michael C. Theophil.
Hard to doubt Michael, though.
You'll see. You'll all see.
So called it.
Clown.
So I hope it's an entertaining game and not the shellacking that we were expecting tonight. Obviously, we'll see what happens. But like we said, 8:20 on Fox. But first, as Raiders lose to the Giants, Gruden and Ruggs are huge distractions. Dolphins will win tonight. I think he's getting confused.
Does
the Raiders
he
and
think
the Ravens.
the Raiders and the Ravens?
I think he definitely does.
Definitely.
But for
Right.
everyone makes mistakes, bud.
I mean, that sounds like a recipe for an upset right there. Dude.
Exactly.
That
If
does.
they were actually
If
playing.
they were actually, but they're not.
But moving on, our favorite topic, Tony, National Hockey League. All right. So last night, like we had said, small slate, only 3 games. So we'll take a look. In the first 2 games, were the ones we picked. Your lock, Flyers over Maple Leafs, and Maple Leafs 3, Flyers 0. What the hell happened, Tony?
I mean, dude, you scored 0 goals. You know what I'm going to say?
Lack of offense.
Lack of offense, and that's going to get you nowhere in any sport. I mean, I talked about the goal scorers. I talked about, I talked about Couturier, Hayes, like just no one showed up, dude. I mean, absolutely no one showed up. I will give it to the Leaves. They scored 3 goals on Carter Hart.
Nylander had 2.
Nylander had 2. And, this is a guy who's maybe not necessarily a usual suspect for the Leafs. Obviously you think Leafs, you think Tavares, you think Austin Matthews. Regardless, I think they still had a couple assists last night. I think they were in on some plays. So, I think maybe you're seeing a Leafs team that is becoming, maybe getting that team chemistry that the Knicks were hoping to get finally. And they kind of were able to generate some offense and just string along a good couple shifts. I think they had good shifts from their fourth line, from their first line to the fourth line, So, they were kind of firing on all cylinders and, they scored 3 goals. And, and of course, when your goalie's on it and he shuts out the other team, that always helps, dude.
Yeah. So I think, a nice win for the Leafs. I think they had lost their last couple and, you 8-5, I guess 8-5-1 technically. So they're hoping to kind of get on a better streak here. So we'll see if this can, catapult them. The game that I had picked, Predators Stars, and nailed this one on the head. Predators 4-2 over the Stars and really had control of this game the whole way. Led 3-0 midway through the second. Stars got a late goal, and then come the third period, each team scores a goal. So that's how you get 4-2. But I just don't understand why the Stars were favored in this one. I don't. Are they?
They were favored, huh?
They were favored. I want to say they were minus 145 or something.
Interesting.
But why do you think that is? Are they underperforming this year? They're supposed to be a good team.
What are they at now? Like
4-6-2.
4-6-2. Yeah, I would say they're underperforming. You think 2 years ago they went pretty deep into the playoffs. Even last season they were contending. So I would say they're definitely underperforming for the talent they have. Who were the goal scorers for the Stars? Tyler Seguin scored?
Hints.
All right, dude. And what about Preds? Roman Josi?
Gino scored.
Interesting, dude.
So,
well, I guess Predators are good. Like, the Predators have always been contending for probably, I want to say, that the last 5-6 years.
Didn't they make a run with Subban when he was on the team?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. But
a couple years back.
Yeah, when they had Pekka Rinne as well too. He was a really good goal in between the posts. So, the Predators definitely have what it takes here. So, I'm kind of surprised the Stars were favored, maybe because they're at home. I don't know, what the Predators have been doing the last couple of games. I feel like they've been stringing along some wins.
Yeah. They after kind of an uneven start.
Right.
So, I think, they're going to have a solid season.
Yeah, definitely.
Dallas might struggle, but time will tell. And speaking of struggle, the Arizona Coyotes lose their 12th game out of 13 to start the season. 5-2, the Minnesota Wild with the victory here. And I mean, you look at it, I mean, they led 2-1 after the first period, score 3 goals in the second, and then, I mean, the Coyotes in garbage time score a goal. Not much of a surprise here.
No, definitely not, dude. I mean, the Wild are good. It's Minnesota. And of course, they're playing the Coyotes. You know, I mean, what are they? 1-11, 1-12, dude.
1-11-1.
Oh my God. I mean, you really can't get off. I mean, I guess you could get off to a worse start, but there really isn't a worse start you can get off to. Besides what they're doing. I mean, I just get beat every night on whether it's with speed or with, you know, with physicality in terms of hitting and just puck movement. I feel like every game I watch of the Coyotes, I mean, the defensemen are up too far. Opposing teams are able to get behind the defense, and then obviously that's how you score goals. You know, these teams just rush hard to the net, pretty much unopposed. And I mean, they just have to get their shit together, dude.
And do you think because, you know, the Wild were playing the Coyotes that Talbot got the night off and they went with Cohen?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that's the only reason why he played?
Because of the Coyotes? Yeah, probably. I mean, you know, they teams look at the schedules way ahead of time, and they kind of decide, you know, when backup goalies are going to get some playing time. And of course, you know, a game against the Coyotes, you have to assume basically a bye day, no bye weeks in the NHL.
Well,
but yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be surprised. I mean, it's really nothing crazy like Talbot starts. So
you're tight on Talbot.
No, I'm not tight on him. I'm honestly happy for him. I thought,
I
think he was with Edmonton for a little while before Minnesota, and honestly, I was pulling for him then. You know, they had just gotten McDavid, they had Nugent Hopkins, but they just weren't really. They didn't have other pieces around McDavid to kind of, you know, make a good push. So I mean, Talbot's a great goalie. He was great when he was with the Rangers too. He was a phenomenal backup to Lundqvist. I mean, you look at the backup goalies that the Rangers generate. I mean, a lot of it is because they're under Lundqvist, obviously learning everything they need to know about the game. So, no, my hat's off to him. And it's honestly good for the Rangers to have that development, because then it's like, I mean, they got good pieces for Talbot. They got a lot of draft picks for him because he was a great goalie, because he worked under Lundqvist. And obviously, we don't really need him that much because we had Lundqvist at the time. So it's like it kind of worked out.
And like, what is the, you know, let's say you have a goalie that's, you know, no question the starter. In that situation, you know, normal backup, nothing crazy. On average, out of the 82 games, I mean, how many do they usually start on average, would you say?
That depends on the team. I would say maybe around 25.
The backup starts 25 games.
20, 25.
Really, that many? So
yeah,
no goalie ever plays like 78 games?
No, not really, unless your backup is like totally trash, or maybe your backup had gotten injured and you have like a third string goalie called up. So no, yeah, I mean they do get kind of even playing time, dude. I mean it's you know, it's every night.
Yeah, it's a grind.
Pretty much. So it's, you know, they definitely take, you know, pull out the starting goalie when they can, you know.
So yeah, just something kind of interesting. So moving on though, big slate tonight, a lot of games. Tony said Pekka Rinne. What did
Rinne? That was, I don't know. I referred to Pekka Rinne, you know, the goaltender for Nashville, and I don't know, he liked that.
I don't know. Rinne, penne is making me hungry.
Pekka Rinne. Oh, some penne and some vodka sauce right now.
Oh my God.
With some chicken cutlet on top, or maybe some shrimp, dude.
Oh, it would be so good. From Remos. Great, right?
Yeah, I never had it, but you know, I'm sure it's good.
Yeah, no, but we'll get you out there. I just don't get what he's saying.
Pekka Rinne.
Oh my God. But anyway, Tony, big slate. You know, we got a bunch of games at 7, couple games at 10, and a few games scattered in between there. I mean, so many ways you could go.
Right.
I mean, are we going 2 picks?
Let me open the slate. You want to go 2 picks?
But from now on, it's going to be 2 picks?
Sure. I just kind of go with what I feel, you know. But
all right.
Let's see what we got tonight. It's Thursday. Oh my God, there's a lot of games here. Oilers at Bruins could be an upset for the Oilers, dude. Think about that. Wild at nights. Bruins are favored?
Minus
140. Wow.
So you know, in the obviously the Oilers, you know, coming off that disappointing loss to the Red Wings.
Mm-hmm.
Boston, never an easy place to play.
Right.
How about Leon Rossetti, though, this year? 10 goals, 13 assists. I mean,
Draisaitl.
That, even though there's no L? Or there is an L?
There's an L at the end.
Oh, okay. Draisaitl.
23 points, 10 goals, 13 assists. Crazy, yeah.
I mean, hype going into the year or not? I mean, I know he was the 3rd overall pick back in 14.
Yeah, I mean, he's been in the league a while. I would say he's probably has not had as a productive start to a year in his entire career.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say he hasn't really been on Edmonton for a while. I forget what team he was on. But, I mean, to have him, I mean, he's a center, right? So he's obviously not on the line with McDavid, but that just is honestly good for them.
Drafted by Edmonton, by the way.
He was drafted by Edmonton. Maybe he has been on Edmonton the whole season.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah.
And actually, believe it or not, take a guess. His career high for goals in a season.
I would give him like maybe 18.
50.
No way. Get out of town, dude.
In 18-19 season, played all 82 games, 50 goals, 55 assists. And he did follow that up.
Get the fuck out of here, dude, with a 43-goal season.
Yeah. Jesus, Tony. Why don't you just read off the stats? I mean, come on.
Well, I obviously went to it when you said it, dude.
You thought I was messing with you.
Yeah, a little bit, dude. I didn't believe you. Get the fuck out of here. 50-goal season, dude.
But I don't know. I don't know why. I mean, I guess, you know, hockey hasn't got the coverage the last couple of years. Now it's, you know, with all the different TV partners, you know, but I just feel like, you know, a guy like that, I mean, we should hear something about, especially being that he was the 3rd overall pick. But that being said, I mean, do you want me to start? You starting? What do we got here?
I mean, if you got him, go ahead. I'm just looking down the
So looking at the games here, Tony, I mean, what stands out? Listen, I mean, I know the other night they lost to the Ducks, but I mean, right now, the Canucks plus 165 against the Avalanche. Avalanche minus 200. I just have not been impressed with the Avalanche, and I watched most of that game they played earlier this year against the Golden Knights. I think they fell down 2-0 early, ended up losing 3-2 or something. And I know you were saying before the year, oh, they're, you know, one of the favorites for the Stanley Cup. I'm not seeing it. I don't know if they're gonna make the playoffs. Honestly, I really don't. I'm not impressed with Landeskog, you know, his 4 goals and 6 assists.
Yeah, I'm not impressed with that as well.
Patrick Waugh, is it behind the net?
Yeah, dude, it's we have Darcy Kemper behind the net for the Avalanche.
Give me Vancouver, give me JT Miller.
Quentin Hughes, dude.
Quentin Hughes, dude. But I will go with Miller, the Canucks, with the quote unquote road upset for my pick number 1. And if we could rotate back and forth, if you'd like to give me your pick number 1.
Oh, yeah, dude. Okay, my number 1 pick, honestly, dude, I'm going to go, since Boston's favorited, I mean, you know, their offense has been pretty one-sided with Brad Marchand. I mean, he leads the team in points, goals, and assists. Granted, I mean, that's great for him. He's a phenomenal player. They have a lot of good players. I think they still have Torrey Krug, they have Patrice Bergeron, you know, a couple good defensemen that are pretty young. But I mean, with Boston being favored, I just don't see that, dude. I mean, granted, you know, I mean, Edmonton just got kind of upset with Detroit. But I mean, you know, you look at they're still, you know, 4 of the last 5 games here. And you know, I just don't see it. I really don't, dude. I think Edmonton's gonna win this one. I think it's gonna be 2-1.
2-1.
Yeah.
All right. So that is your lock of the night, number 1. And
number 2.
What was number 1?
You said you're number 1.
No, I meant your.
Oh, my lock. Okay, yeah.
And my pick number 2. Looking at this, and I understand. You know, we were talking about this before the show. Ducks have been hot.
There we go,
baby. Just had to resign. You know, due to some substance abuse problems. So possible distraction, but distraction, Kraken. I just don't think the Kraken have played that well this year. 8-1 on the season. You know, and Eberle, you know, 7 goals, 2 assists, 9 points. I don't know how the hell Seattle minus 160. I understand they're at home. Ducks are hot, and I know eventually they have to lose, but I just Don't think it'll be
I don't
against the
think so
Kraken.
either.
And I think Terry could possibly have a hat trick, 9 goals already this season. So give me the Ducks. And I believe they're plus 135 here, which is great value. So I'm going to say Ducks over Kraken, pick number 2 for me.
All right, dude. My number 2 pick. I'm gonna go head to head with Barnes tonight, dude. I'm feeling it. I want Kraken.
You love the Kraken. Like they might as well be your official second favorite team.
Oh, stop
You're riled,
it,
though.
dude.
You're riled.
Speaking of favorite team, dude, tomorrow's Friday.
Speaking of your favorite team.
On Monday or on Tuesday, whatever day you were here first.
Yep.
You said on Friday I will choose what hockey
I
team.
really
I
I feel like Tony, I think you slipped something in my uptime.
No,
or
I
something.
swear to God, dude. I swear. I would honestly like to see if Gibson is starting for the Ducks tonight too, because you really never know. Let's see, dude. Go daily face off, starting goalies. Because I still think I don't know Jordan Eberle, dude. I mean, he's shown some really good spark, especially with how he can he has an explosive speed is what I'm trying to say here. Let's see, do go all the way down. Hellebuck, no. Binnington, we know. Darcy, John Gibson confirmed. Philip Grubauer in between the pipes for the Kraken. I mean, he's their starting goalie. So you have head-to-head starting goalies. I mean, Grubauer has a good save percentage, 2.9. Sorry, no, actually he doesn't. That's his goals against. He has 3 goals against averaged. But anyway, dude, I have a feeling. I don't know, dude. They're just Ducks are away, dude. Yes, they've won. I think they're 5 in a row now. I think that streak is going to come to an end, and I think it'll be tonight. Jordan Eberle, 2 goals, 1 assist. Let's go, dude.
I'm going to say Ducks 5, Kraken 1, as they fall to 4-9-1 on the season. A lot of games tonight, and a little New York flavor too. We got Islanders Devils. That's a good one. Panthers Penguins. Predators on the back-to-back against the Blues.
Right.
It's funny. I feel like there's I don't know if you could pick them out, but like, is there a few teams that you feel like for whatever reason, like we just don't like, we don't talk about that much? I have like 3 specifically that I feel like we haven't even said their name this year.
I feel like we never really said Senators.
First,
Yeah.
I was looking right at the Senators. That's the first one.
Sharks probably too. Honestly,
Sharks,
we haven't talked about.
That's another one.
And I guess I think we've mentioned Flames.
No, we have mentioned the Flames. I was actually going to say the Canadians. I know we barely have touched
them, yeah, because they've just been off to a terrible start. They're 3-10.
But I don't know. I'm tied at the Senators and Bruins. We haven't really talked too much Bruins.
No.
We've talked a little bit. And the Jets too. Not big on the Jets.
Yeah,
too.
no, the New York Jets.
So definitely going to be a fun night of hockey. So definitely, we invite all of our viewing audience to take a look at these games, and all your out-of-market games are available courtesy of ESPN Plus. So definitely check that out. But that being said, Tony, let's talk a little NFL. And this came down just before the start of the show. Odell Beckham Jr. is in negotiations to sign with the Los Angeles Rams. Something that you had suggested before. I mean, I guess there's no reason for you to be surprised, is there?
No, yeah, like I said, I mean, I think what Beckham is really concerned with most at this point is winning, dude. I really do. And he has ties to LA, he has a house there. And I don't know, that's just kind of what I felt. I just feel like he wanted to win. And I think the Rams are kind of a good team that are, in contention.
But I feel like part of it too, like you said, he has the house there, but it's like he wants to be in LA. I feel like he loved the celebrity status that he had in New York, and that really dissipated quickly in Cleveland.
Oh yeah, for sure, dude. And you think about LA, the weather's nice. You go on your boat. He loves the boat, dude. We know that. So yeah, I mean, I can see your point where Odell wanted to go somewhere where he would be, a high target. Which I'm sure he will be in LA, but obviously, you have Cup, you have
Robert Woods,
really
dude. The tight end, Tyler Higbee.
Yeah, so they have a lot of targets, but I want to say maybe Odell kind of learned a little something in Cleveland. Maybe he's putting a little bit of his ego aside, realizes, he wants to go somewhere for the long term that's going to be a contending team and kind of work on himself. And, maybe we're going to see a little bit more of a mature Odell Beckham in LA.
Yeah. And, this will be his, most likely, obviously the season's not over, but second career year making the playoffs. And, I think by far Matthew Stafford, the most talented quarterback, he's ever played with. So I think he's confident that he can hit him, but it just remains to be seen how many targets he's going to get. But I'm sure they have some stuff in mind. I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up throwing a couple passes, taking some carries out of the backfield. So it'll be interesting to see how he's utilized in the Rams' high power attack. One other bit of news that came down today, Cam Newton returning to the Carolina Panthers.
Would have never guessed that, honestly.
In a million,
would have never guessed it, dude.
Years. Team that drafted him, team that took to the Super Bowl, team that released him 2 off seasons ago. And a guy that, was surprisingly cut before the beginning of the year. Haven't heard of much interest with him, but, between Darnold's struggles, the injury, PJ Walker not looking competent to be a starting quarterback, he's penciled in as QB1. I'm imagining maybe not this week, but I'm sure next week. Because he hasn't had any time in the season. I don't know how he could start Sunday if he just signed today.
Yeah, I know. Me neither. But I'm honestly really happy for him, dude. I mean, I think he was again, you talk about his personality, what type of locker room presence he has, and maybe he's tough to kind of work with. But regardless, I mean, the guy's a good quarterback. He is deserving of a starting QB spot somewhere. And I think it's, almost poetic that he's going back to the Panthers. Obviously, they're pretty fed up with Darnold. We're kind of seeing now.
Matt Rule is
oh my
tight.
God, dude. So tight at Darnold. I think we're kind of seeing, the Darnold that the Jets really know of, regardless of his pretty decent start. What looked like could be a good, kind of bounce back season for Darnold really kind of dissipated very quickly. Everyone's upset. The whole team seems to be pretty upset with him. He's throwing those interceptions again. He's getting happy feet in the pocket. He's just obviously not what the Panthers want him to be. And I think they're going to be pleasantly surprised when Cam Newton comes back.
Yeah. I could see him, snatching this job and not giving it back to Darnold, and that being it for Darnold in Carolina. We'll see. Would it prefer Friday is
American Mule Day? Let's go. It's tomorrow, dude.
Let's go.
American Mule Day. Barnes picks his hockey team day.
It sounds like it's a Sakura day.
Oh,
but your shoe or no?
No, I don't have to go up tomorrow.
Oh, okay. So
I'm very excited for it.
Maybe Southport Pizza, possibly.
I'm a big fan of Southport Pizza, dude. Horseshoe's right there too. Get a little pool, little billiards and pizza, beers.
I feel like we should schedule it.
I feel like we should pencil that in. I will have to crew call at Saturdays 5 a.m. by the way, so it's.
Oh yeah, but it doesn't need to be anything crazy. Your earlier episode,
right?
Have a pizza,
pool.
Hopefully the bartender leaves you alone. Come on, it was a funny joke.
No, that was a good joke. I knew you. I knew it. It was brewed in your head. Oh,
come on,
that was good, dude.
It's all in good fun.
No, yeah, that was good. I like that. That was funny, dude. Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, prefer row Tennessee Titans
wide receiver Julio Jones
added to Week 10 injury report with a hamstring injury. So Julio, a guy that has been, synonymous with injuries over the last few years. So not really much of a surprise, and it's a shame because I feel like he still has the talent that he always has had.
Oh yeah, dude.
But he just can't stay healthy.
Right. I think it's going to be Adrian Peterson, 250 yards. Rushing.
We'll talk about the games tomorrow.
Oh.
Obviously, we will see what happens. And in the baseball world, Tony, there's been a lot of rumblings, and I heard something, and I want to say the guy on the Brewers, is it David Stern?
Yes, that's David Stern. Yes.
So there was some report that came out that the Mets are going to hire a GM, but then next season, I don't know if his contract is expiring or he can just get out of it.
Right.
Next season that he will come in to be the general manager. Do you think this is an erroneous report like Barrios coming to the Mets last season?
I don't know, Dick. I see the Mets trying to pull some crazy bullshit like this, but from what I heard, I thought they were just going to tough it out with Sandy. And then hire Stern next season because his contract is going to expire. Which I mean, I don't know, dude. I mean, the Mets are put in a tough position right now because who else are they going to hire right now? You know what I mean? So I mean, I don't hate it. I mean, David Stern, obviously a good GM over in Milwaukee. Whether
But just get him now.
but just I know, dude. It's so stupid.
But I think he doesn't want to go, dude. Honestly, I think this is all. He's not coming to the Mets. He would come. I know.
I was gonna say
and all that, but that could be a rigged permission.
Right. If he wanted to come, he would come now, dude.
Yeah. Because why would the Brewers want someone who doesn't want to be there?
Right. They have him for another year. No way. Especially with the way the Brewers have been playing, dude. Like I would imagine they knew he was going to leave after next season. They'll get rid of him now. Yeah. Why not start to bring in a new GM already, dude? So it doesn't make much sense. I don't know.
And speaking of the Mets, did you hear Scott Boras's comments yesterday about Michael Conforto?
No. Oh wait, yeah, how he's like a
King of Queens.
King of Queens, dude. I don't know, man.
Highly sought after.
I mean, I can see him being sought after teams that,
he's trying to pump up the interest.
Yeah, I think so too, which is so stupid, dude. I mean, I don't think he's highly sought after. I mean, he'll be sought after by teams like the Orioles, like the Tigers, probably the Diamondbacks. I mean, teams that, could use a decent bat and a good outfielder.
I mean, I could see him hitting a couple on the Utah Street in Baltimore, no?
Yeah, definitely, dude.
Hit the warehouse a couple times.
And I'm sure he will. I'm sure he's gonna have. I guarantee you, he's gonna have a bounce back year somewhere else.
Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see. And then I also heard they are linked to Chris Bryant. Some pretty big interest.
Yeah, buddy, dude.
That would reunite him possibly with Baez. But do you think they would sign both?
Yeah, I do think so.
So that's a lot of money allocated, and then you still got to think about the starting rotation. I would imagine they're going to do something there.
Because they're looking at Verlander as well, like many teams are.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think Chris Bryant is going to be a really great get for your third baseman. I mean, I really don't think you have a decent third baseman right now. I mean, like I said, VR was all right. Guillorme isn't an everyday third baseman. And VR even is a free agent, I think, as well. So, nothing's definitive with him. And I think, getting Chris Bryant, and again, obviously he knows Javier Baez. They probably have some decent chemistry. I don't think they never had any issues when they were on the Cubs, like personally. And I really can't see them not signing Baez, dude. I mean, they're not going to put McNeil back at second base after, after the whole raccoon thing. Yeah. So
Mets must sign Max Scherzer. So before the Mets homer wants the Mets to sign Scherzer. I think he's intent on staying on the West Coast.
I think he is as well, but they're pretty dope. He's not in Washington now, so it's not like they're not going to trade him. Like a free agent, dude. It's possible.
How tight would you be though if they gave him a 10-year deal?
The Mets?
Yeah.
I'd be happy to have him for the first three. First three. Yeah.
Fuck the other 7, right?
Yeah, dude. Oh my God.
But I was kind of just kidding. But I was gonna ask you, Verlander, where are you there? I mean, obviously, nobody really knows for sure, but in your best guess, you look great, obviously before the injury, kind of a resurgence later in his career. Tommy John, the velocity is at 97. I mean,
very impressive.
Can he go out and be a Cy Young candidate next year?
A Cy Young candidate? I mean, yeah, I think it's possible. I mean, even without his fastball, I mean, he has great pitches. He has a good arsenal.
Curveball's nice.
Yeah,
slider.
dude. And obviously, you talk about a veteran pitcher who knows what he needs to do, knows what he needs to get done. I think he'd be a great addition, honestly, to any team. I think he's going to be a deciding factor.
And he reminds me of, steroids aside or whatever.
Roger Clemens.
But 3 guys: Roger Clemens, Kurt Schilling, Randy Johnson, guys who had success later in their careers.
Right.
Possibly Nolan Ryan. I mean, he got up there in age. I could see him pitching well, and I kind of would like the Yankees to get him just because it's a 1-year contract, and I just feel like it's more of a sure thing than what Kluber was this season.
Yeah, I would say so too. Definitely less risk. Comparing him to Kluber, I would like to see the Mets get him.
Yeah. So
I want to see Kay Upton in New York, dude. In Queens. Let's go.
I mean, she's been there before. Why not be there again, right?
Yeah.
And then I don't know what you're hearing, but is regarding the Yankees. A lot of talk that they're just like, gonna spend like drunken sailors and blow past the luxury tax.
When's that happening?
No, this year.
Is it?
You really don't think so?
No, I do think so. I think we touched upon this yesterday, dude. I mean, they have to.
Right.
They literally have to, dude. Like it's time to kind of sack up here.
But besides the shortstops, we've heard all about Seager and Correa and that. But today, some reports came out, and a guy that they tried to acquire at the deadline but unsuccessfully did not. Starling Marte. They've been linked to him, and a guy that's not really known, but Brian Reynolds from Pittsburgh. Great fielder, and good average guy. I think he is a little pop, but possibly a trade for him. So that's the type of player that you need to get. High on base, good fielder, speed, stuff that they haven't
run
done.
The bases, dude. Yeah, I think if they make some big acquisitions, some big names in the offseason, and get those little guys like Reynolds, kind of like behind the curtain type guys. I think they're going to be a dangerous lineup.
And I haven't heard anybody ask him this, but I'm just curious because Cashman, right from the start of this offseason said, shortstop, center fielder are priorities. We really want to bring people in. And he's the one who did the big extension. What his response? I just want you to play Cashman for a second. If I'm Buster Olney, and he's like, Brian, we hear that you're linked to a few center fielders. You really want to upgrade the position. But you do have Aaron Hicks under contract for 5 more years and $50 million. What's going on there? He's not going to be the starting center fielder this year?
Well, I mean, Aaron Hicks, and he's we like him. He walks a lot. He's kind of able to get on base. We have our confidence in him that he's going to come back. And, I can't really do his voice very well.
Yeah, but we're watching. It's a reality of the market, and we might bring in Stephen Drew as hitting coach. But clearly he's acknowledging that you can't count on Hicks, and that was a huge mistake. No two ways about it.
Yeah, I know, dude. It's tough, and you're paying a lot of money too.
Yeah, I mean over the term, not per year, because $10 million these days is like $1 to us, pretty much. So I think the stove will get hot before the supposed lockout happens. You haven't heard any updates on? Are they even at the negotiating table?
No.
What's wrong with these people?
I don't know, dude. It's babies. It's like, honestly, it's like two children arguing. Or no, it's like if one of us were trying to argue with like a 7-year-old.
Do you think it's because Manfred doesn't have any balls and he just lets the owners just kind of control everything? He doesn't bring anybody together.
Yeah,
he just
I do.
Cater towards them and says, fuck the players.
No, yeah, pretty much, dude. I mean, you can tell the owners have pretty much all the say, dude.
Yeah. So, in the future, to prevent this type of thing from happening, I mean, you think it's just we need a great commissioner? I mean, that's what it is?
To prevent this from happening? Yeah, for sure, dude. You need a nice mediator. Some guy who's, doesn't take any shit, for lack of a better term, which, Manfred does. I feel like he's just like you said, he tries to please the owners too much.
And one last thing here, Tony, because I just thought of the commissioners, and my apologies if I asked you this before, but if I did, it was a while ago. What is the deal with Gary Bettman? Why do all the fans hate him? It seems like they hate him more than Goodell.
Really?
Just heavily booed anytime he makes any type of appearance in front of a crowd. I mean, you haven't heard any reason as to why, or
no, not really.
I don't know if it goes back to the lockout because he was the commissioner back when they had the lockout, right?
I know that, but other than that, honestly, I really couldn't think of another reason.
I mean, do you like him personally, or
yeah,
you think he's done a good job?
I think so, dude.
Yeah. But I don't know. It just creates like worse than Goodell. I'm telling you, like I don't.
That's a little ridiculous. I think maybe.
I feel like just
exaggerate. Just
on the way out, I just have to look this up. Gary Bettman hate. The main reason why NHL fans hate Gary Bettman. The lockouts.
Yeah.
Before Gary Bettman's reign, the NHL never had a lockout. Commercialization of the game.
Interesting.
So I guess they don't like the spots that they've had the expansion franchises, in southern US, or out west, like the Coyotes. So you understand that.
Yeah.
And they're saying that he's made the sport soft. I mean, do you think those are valid? I buy the lockout. I understand.
Right. I understand the lockout, but making the sport soft, I don't think so. I mean, he implemented the embellishment penalty call, which I think is great. I mean, pretty much, obviously telling players you don't act like a baby and try and sell a call too much. I mean, I think we saw the other night. I forget who it was who got high sticked, but he totally just didn't really get hit. But, he fucking flung his head up, fell to the ice. He got called for embellishment, and the other guy got the high stick anyway. But, I mean, I think that was a good implementation by him. I mean, I don't know. I think the expansion team's been pretty good, dude. I mean, Vegas obviously is a good one.
Everybody loves Seattle, including you.
Come on, dude. I mean, the Kraken. I mean, I think that was a great decision. I think the way they kind of handled COVID, everything was pretty impressive too. Kind of creating that, the Canadian division by themselves. I mean, people kind of forget too. They when COVID happened, they were literally starting the playoffs. So I think they did a really good job just with handling that, and gonna go. If they went to Nova Scotia, they did the dome thing. I think they did a phenomenal job, dude. So I don't know. I think there's a little more positives than negatives. NHL lockout. I mean, how long ago was that? I was like,
6 was it?
It was a little
5.
Yeah, 05, probably around there. It was 10 years old.
Yeah.
So I don't really have much experience with that, but I mean, from ever since I've been a hockey fan, I don't have much to complain about him. I still think, every year there's talks about eliminating fighting from the game, and I feel like he does not even entertain that idea.
Yeah, so that's obviously not soft,
right?
Like that article said, but you think about it too. I mean, I guess in a way, other than Adam Silver, and I guess I don't know David Stern. I don't know if everyone loved him, but I guess that's just a thing. Everybody just bags on the commissioner. I mean, Bud Seeley took a lot of heat. Obviously, we know Manfred.
It's a tough job, dude. I mean, you're the face of the whole league. Every decision kind of goes back to you.
So much money, so everyone hates you
exactly,
for that.
Dude. And you pretty much obviously and everything you do is kind of behind the scenes. And I feel like most things that are highlighted are probably moves, poor moves you've made for the league. And I really don't think there's been much for him, dude. I think the commercialization of hockey.
I don't know if it's an impossible task. And the last thing I'll say on this is it possible that they're frustrated, these diehard hockey fans, that in the time that he's been there, he hasn't been able to leap over any of the other 3 major sports?
Yeah, I would say so. But I mean, look at they're on ESPN now. I think that was kind of a big contract they got. Obviously, you're going to get way more exposure from ESPN.
The Turner contract as well.
Right. So, I mean, I think they're getting there. I mean, I don't know. I mean, look at baseball, baseball isn't really that popular, Barnes.
Yeah. But yet, no, just from a numbers, perspective, still more people watch
baseball.
Hockey.
Yeah. Well, I mean, baseball's just, I guess, America's pastime. I mean, there's a lot more. It's also, I don't know. People have issues watching baseball too for how long it is, right? But people have issues watching hockey because they can't follow the puck. I mean,
get a bigger TV. But come on a 65-inch, it's not hard to follow the puck.
Yeah, I mean, I could see where people get annoyed with constantly constant motion. When you think about, people will watch baseball for an hour, but then they won't finish the game because it's all right, this is only the fucking 5th inning. I'm getting out of here.
It's
but
12 o'clock.
Yeah, but people aren't gonna watch hockey because 2 minutes their eyes hurt them.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a little different. I don't know if you've known this too, but back in the 90s, they tried this thing on television where, TV made the puck a color.
Okay. I did not
know. And it
that.
Was a total botched job. It made it way worse to watch hockey.
It looked weird.
It looked so stupid and weird. And obviously this is 90s technology too. So it really wasn't that really perfected. It was brutal.
Yeah, that is strange. But hey, I mean, I'm gaining a liking to it. So
I hope you're ready for a pick tomorrow.
I am. I have an idea.
I'll even let you narrow it down by to 3 teams, okay? And then maybe the weekend you can think it over, and on come Monday, we can really make a final decision here.
Yeah. And you know what? Actually, I would like to narrow it down to the 3 on the way out if we could or not.
Yeah, why not, dude?
All right.
Yeah, let's go.
So it is definitely going to be between New Jersey Devils, New York Rangers, and I know you know what I'm going to say.
Is it the Oilers?
Of course, it's the Oilers, Tony.
You know how you say this thing where like first rule of being a Yankee fan is you don't root for anything Boston?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, the first rule of being a Ranger fan is you don't root for anything New Jersey, dude. Come on.
Well, I'm still deciding. You know what I mean? So it's like.
All right, dude. Well, I'm happy to narrow it down to 3. I'm very interested to see the big reveal.
Yeah. So
we got to do like a whole draft thing, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll Mike loves playing the draft music.
Yeah, he does. Exactly, dude. I'll bring one of my Rangers jerseys. Mike can bring in his Devils jersey. And then, I don't know, I can draw something for Edmonton because I don't have an Edmonton jersey.
Yeah. Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Last thing on the way out, but first says, what's the topic on tonight's
the Downtime movie show,
also known as Screen Time.
Also known as Screen Time, but that's okay. Let that one slide. We have a very big episode tonight, as we always do, dude. It's going to be best of Leonardo DiCaprio. Turned 47 today.
Unbelievable, by the way.
Believe it or not, dude. Crazy.
Talking about it being week 10. I mean, geez.
I know. I can't believe it, dude. Obviously, tons of great movies he's been in. Tons of phenomenal performances with, great cast, great directors, everything like that for pretty much the entire time I've been living. My 26 years, there have been great Leo movies nonstop. So there's definitely a lot to go over. It's going to be a great episode. And Manny's back, dude. Mario Kart.
What time's tip?
7:00, baby. We're going live. Twitch,
7:00.
Facebook, Twitter. You know the deal. YouTube. Let's fucking tune in, bro. It's going to be a good time.
No, I'm really looking forward to this. Leo ever been a part of a sports movie?
He was in some basketball movie. I know that. I never saw it.
Okay, so it probably was way back.
Yeah, I think Mike knows it. But other than that, dude.
I mean, there weren't any sports in the Titanic, right?
There were no sports in Titanic. There was some dancing.
Dancing? I mean, you could consider it a sport.
But other than that, I mean, when you think about it, dude, no. I mean, he doesn't really seem like a type of an athlete at all, dude.
Yeah.
Brutal. But we'll talk about it on Screen Time tonight, 7:00. Tune in, baby.
Sounds like a plan, Tony. Sounds like a plan. But that being said, of course, we'd like to thank our loyal listeners, followers. Keep commenting, liking, subscribing. Enjoy the games tonight. Enjoy Screen Time.
Yeah.
We will see you mañana.
Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content. You guys are the best. You guys are our bloodline. You make us love what we do. Thanks again.